Hello everyone out there in YouTube land, my name is Will. Need to get comfortable. This is Will of the Nerds, and we are back with another deck tech video. And you can see the last few decks I've done here, and as you can see, Vamp Ramp, Vampire Life Gain, Vampire Madness, and I think there's another Vampire deck over here somewhere. Vampire Tokens. And today, if you didn't get that hint, we're doing another vampire deck, because I have like 6 vampire decks. And I'm probably going to have more, because as I'm recording this, Crimson Vow just came out 3 days ago? Yeah, Friday, 3 days ago. And this one is called Bloodsucking Vampires. So, we're going to do that. And it's a mix of burn and life gain. It probably could be a little more balanced that way, but you do what you gotta do. Cinder, oh nope, okay. I'm looking here. So I have 1 Cinder Barrens and 3 Cinder Caves. Play with a playset of Bloodfell Caves. That's probably what I was going. That was probably what I was planning, but I didn't have 4 of them. These ones, they're from all over the place, so M21 is fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it was supposed to be. I didn't have 4, so I had to throw something else in. Because you gain a life when it enters. It enters tapped, but you gain a life. So you're already starting to gain some life. And next one is Raccoon Refuge. Raccoon Refuge, if you know what Raccoon is, or who Raccoon is. Good on you. I'm proud of you. And we have a playset of these. Enters tapped, but when it enters, you gain 1 life. These are all from the... Is it Soren? Or is it this one? It's that one. Update. So we have 8 life from lands starting right off. And now I have to separate the rest of these. Okay, so I have, again, 2 Aura Guild Gates and 2 Scoured Barrens. Because I probably didn't have a playset of Scoured Barrens. But that's what you want. You want a playset of Scoured Barrens, because when it enters, you gain 1 life. A lot of dual lands, I know, 4, 8, 12, you're going to have 16 dual lands altogether. It's a bit much. You might want to play with a shock land or a show land or something, if that's what you want. But I haven't had any problems with having this many just dual lands in. Plus, not to mention, you're going to gain at least 16 life if you play these. So, there's 4. These ones are all from Fate Reforged. Yes. So, we're going to update that. The other ones, I don't really care too much. And then we have a few basic lands. I think we have 2 of each. Yes, we have 2 plains, 2 mountains, and 2 swamps. So, we have 2 plains, 2 mountains, or two swamps, and then 2 mountains. That's 22 lands. That's not a bad mix. And we only have 1 white spell in here. We do have a bunch of mono or multicolored cards, but this is the only mono white card in here, and it's Queen's Commission, and it starts, it's 3-drop. You get some vampire tokens, but they have life link, which means that's a little bit of the blood sucking there. You're gaining some life. They're meant to just be in there and get ran over, just chump block for you so you can gain some life. And even if they do damage, you're at least gonna gain 1 of it back from 1 of your tokens there. Okay, so next we have some black cards, which is the bulk of the deck. So I have to go through here and get all the creatures separated and everything. So I think we will start with the sorceries and instants, because there's going to be significantly less amount of them. There's actually 3 different ones for 6 altogether. And first we have Arterial Flow. Apparently I did not spell that right. A-R-T-E-R. There it is. For a 2 of. Each opponent discards 2 cards. If you control a vampire, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And it's a vampire deck. So, of course, there's a little more bloodsucking. You're making them discard 2 life. They're losing 2 life, and you're going to gain 2 life. All right, next we have Gruesome Fate. And this one's 3 mana. Where are you? Gruesome Fate. There we go. Each opponent loses 1 life for each creature I control, which I don't think ends up being a lot. It's probably only going to do like 4 damage at its most, unless somehow you end up getting a lot of creatures out and keeping your tokens around. And next we have Sorens Thirst. I'll look at him. He's so distant. Distant, shy goth guy in the corner. I like these ones. He looks badass there. And like all the other ones. And he's like, I'm sad goth guy in corner of the room. Oh, nobody pays attention to me. Life sucks. Alright, anyway, we have Sorens Thirst. Deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. Again, a bit more of that bloodsucking. Alright, so now we are into the creatures. Now I just need to separate them, I believe. I like to play 2 ofs a lot of stuff until maybe you find a card you really like when you're playing the deck, and then you take out cards that you don't like. Because, I mean, there's a lot of vampires. And right now, Arterial Flow and Sorens Thirst would probably be the cards I would choose to put in a vampire deck. Queen's Commission, I don't know. I don't know if I would play any white ones, but it still might be tricolored if I had to play a vampire deck, which I do intend to just go through my vampire decks and choose the best cards that I really like, that work really good together, and make them. And it seems like they're vampires, so they all seem to go good together in most cases. Alright, Sanctum Seeker, which is... This is from Ixalan, so we need to switch that set. And whenever a vampire you control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Hopefully you're attacking at least once a turn to get use of that. And there's also like a lot of vampires in here with lifelink. So yeah, you want to do that. You want to attack. You want to do some damage, even if it's pinging. You're slowly going to drain them and you're going to gain life. And long term, if they don't have an answer for it, you're going to slowly outgain them. Next we have Child of Night. So here's a prime example. A creature with lifelink. It's a 2-drop or a 3-drop. Yeah, it is a 2-drop for a 2/1 lifelink. That's not bad. It's going to die very easily, but you're still going to gain 2 life basically no matter what. All right, so this is Guilds of Ravnica, right? Yep. Update that. Do that. All right. On to the next one, and it is Vampire Sovereign. Vampire Sovereign. And flying. So we have our first flying creature. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Again, back to bloodsucking. So Sanctum Seeker is a good card to have in, because if you're going to attack, it's going to basically suck blood. They're going to lose life, you're going to gain life no matter what. Even if one of your creatures dies. So you can attack with your 1/1 tokens that have lifelink. You're going to gain 2 life. They're going to die, but you're going to gain another life because a vampire attacked, and they're going to lose a life. So they're still going to lose life, and you're still going to gain life, no matter what. Next, we have Vampire Neonate. I played this deck against my friends when I went up to their place a couple weeks ago, and I think this deck was able to edge them out. Vampire Neonate. Yeah, this is from M19. Corset 19. Whatever. 2 colorless and tap. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It's a 0/3. I don't think I played this card, to be honest. I didn't even know that was in the deck. But 2 free mana floating. Why not? You're going to ping. And that's all you need to do. Just keep pinging. Slowly eat away at them. It might take a while, but it will eventually work. Like I said, especially if they do not have an answer for it. Next, we have Defiant Bloodlord, which this would probably be a good card to have in a vampire deck. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. This could be a nice end game kind of card. This is from Oath of the Gatewatcher, Battle for Zendikar. So we need to find this card and change it. Battle for Zendikar. That's what we need. There we go. And if you didn't know, I ordered some Battle for Zendikar packs, and I plan on doing a big opening on Christmas Eve and Christmas. FYI, if you're watching this video, I'm going to live stream it probably on Twitch, which is the first time I'm going to be live streaming. So I plan on getting 100 or over 100 Magic the Gathering packs from various sets. I can't get anything older than like the original Ravnica set and Dragon's Maze, because that's all my local game store has. So I'm gonna try to get at least a pack of each of the Master set that they have there. They have 4 Eternal Masters, Masters 25, Modern Masters, and then Masters 2017 is that one. They have 4 there. I plan on getting at least 1 of each. I was able to get some Time Spiral, so I have at least 4 Time Spiral to open for you guys and a few other things. So I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm probably going to do that one on Christmas Day. And then on Christmas Eve, I plan on getting at least 100 Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs and opening them. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs are probably going to be from newer sets just because I don't know as much about Yu-Gi-Oh! As I do Magic the Gathering. And then, depending if I have the money, I might buy a few booster boxes of Flesh and Blood and do an opening of that. Or find a TCG that has some cheaper boxes and order a few of them and just do a mass box opening on the 26th. So hopefully, the 26th, it all depends on if I can find stuff, if I have the money. But I do plan on doing at least 2, and then every time I get a box or a bundle after those live streams, I'm going to save 1 pack, and I'm going to do the same thing next year. I want to try to make it a yearly tradition at the end of the year for something special for you guys to watch. You know, if it's the Christmas Eve, you got nothing going on, Christmas night, you know, it's kind of dying down, and you just want to pop on and see me and say hello, and maybe get a feel for how it is, maybe give me some advice on live streaming, because I have never done it before. I'm a little nervous, but I am excited for it. But we'll get back to this. We have Blood Artist, which I do enjoy this card. When this or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So my one friend was a little confused when I played this card, because you can attack with it. I'm like, I attack with Blood Artist. And my friend's like, okay. I'm like, okay. You gonna block it? Because if he blocks it, he's gonna take 1 damage. I'm gonna gain 1 damage. And I can't remember if there's something in here. Oh, yeah, like Sanctum thing. So whenever it attacks, even if he doesn't block it, it's there's still 1 damage it's going to get through. So either way, damage is going to get done. Even if it's not going to do any damage because it's a 0/1. Next we have Skymarch Bloodletter. And I know Blood Artist is... I think this is actually a pretty expensive card. Last I checked, it was close to $3. I don't know if that's gone down or not. But we have Skymarch Bloodletter next. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. A nice little pinger there. Doesn't really do much, but it has flying. It gives you protection in the air. This next creature is also flying. It is Falcon Wrath Noble. Like I said, I cannot spell. Falkenr. Okay, that must be the new set. I want to make a set for each noble family. So Falcon Wrath, Markov, Olivia's one, which I freaking cannot remember, and then the one Bruno's in charge of, and I can't remember that one either. I can only remember 2 at a time. Every time I try to remember more than that, I forget. Alright, so we have 2 of these. I need to change the set. This is from Innistrad. Whenever this or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And you are here. I need to change you to Innistrad and update you. There we go. Next we have the only mono red spells in here, and that is Stencia Banquet. It is kind of a nice burn spell. I forgot about this. I have this in 1 deck. I can't remember what it is, but Stencia Banquet deals damage to target opponent equal to the number of vampires you control. Draw a card. Again, it's like one of the other cards we saw earlier. It's probably not going to do a whole lot of damage. It's going to do maybe 3 or 4 damage at its most, but it lets you draw a card too on top of everything, which is nice. Next we have Drana's Emissary, which I do enjoy this card. So if I were to make a vampire deck, it's probably going to go in there. So add 2 of these. Flying at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So Drana's Emissary would definitely go in a deck, probably with Defiant Bloodlord. I don't know if that would go in, but Blood Artist would probably go in. And definitely one of the Dranas. I don't know if Blood Chief would go in. Liberator of Malakir, probably. Deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature. Yeah, that one definitely. Defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard. You return that card to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. That one I don't really care for as much. It's a lot for not doing as much as this. You know, this is not bad. This would let you kill creatures. If they have a creature that you want to get rid of that you can't get through, there you go. Just Blood Chief it, I guess. All right, now let's get back to the actual deck. Harsh Sustenance for a 2. And it deals X damage to target creature or player, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control. Again, probably not going to do a whole lot other than maybe 3 or 4 damage at the most. If you get lucky and have a bunch of stuff out, cool. I think the most creatures I had out when I played this deck was 3 or 4, like I said, which is probably why I keep repeating it. So next we have Call to the Feast. Which creates tokens, I believe. Create 3/1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink. Pretty self-explanatory there. Have them as chump blockers, and you're going to gain some life from it. Alright, Campaign of Vengeance would definitely go in a vampire deck. I do enjoy this card. I have a couple folio versions of this, but I don't have them in this deck. Whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So swing out with all your cheap stuff. You're going to gain life, especially if they're small life linkers. You're going to gain more life, and then they're going to lose a life. And I think that's how I did a lot of damage with that, because it's for each instance. So you're attacking with 3 creatures. They're going to lose 3 life, and you're going to gain 3 life. I was able to play this card, but I didn't activate her ability, I don't think. I think I was going to, and then I was close to winning, so I didn't have to. So this cost 1 less to cast for each life you gained this turn, which chances are, for me, pinging a little bit, probably not going to be a whole lot. This is a commander card, so it is not legal in modern play. But we do kitchen play. I really try not to throw a lot of commander cards in here. I steer away from Soul Ring. So most of the commander cards I play because they're not too powerful, and if they are, look at the mana cost. Okay, so if you pay 5 life, put 3 +1/+1 counters on this card. Activate this only once per turn on your turn. So it's a sorcery spell once per turn. All right, and the last card is Bloodhall Priest, which when we were playing, I butchered this. I think it's Blood Priest Hall is what I called it, or something like that. Stencia Bloodhall. That's not bad. I don't like that 5 mana cost to do 2 damage. Alright, so we have 2 of these. We're up to 60. I need to change this to Innistrad. Shadows over Innistrad. Whenever Bloodhall Priest enters the battlefield or attacks, if you have no cards in hand, it deals 2 damage to any target. This would actually go good in my Madness deck just because it has Madness. Okay, so we need to find, it's probably at the top because it's in alphabetical order, and change this to Eldritch Moon, and update, and save, and okay. With 22 creatures, 10 sorceries, 2 enchantments, 4 instants. Look at the details here. It's a $36 deck. So, I mean, yeah, you're probably going to have to pay a couple bucks for, like, the dual lands. It's looking like, yeah, it's looking, let's say, $2 for your dual lands. So minus $2 for your actual lands. $34 deck. Most expensive card is Blood Artist. Really? They're like $5 a piece. $5.67 a piece. Huh. I wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah, cheapest version $3.54, because I think that was the last time I checked. They were $3 something, and that was the high end, and it obviously just kept going up in price. And next is Sanctum Seeker. Okay. All right, visual spoilers again. There you go. And now we can go to the starting hand real quick. That's actually pretty good. Bloodfell Caves, you gain a life. Scoured Barrens, gain a life. You can tap for black and play Vampire Neonate. Comes to your turn. Gain a life. You have 2 mana. You might as well tap this. They lose a life. You gain a life, so you're pinging. Next turn comes. Play that. You have 3 mana. Bloodhall Priest. Might as well. Turn comes. Gain a life. You have 4 mana here. And what do? Each opponent loses 1 life for each creature you control. Not going to do much. You only have 2 creatures out. I would ping. Make them lose a life, gain a life. That's 2. Scoured Barrens enter. You gain a life, so you're gaining a lot of life right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5. Campaign of Vengeance is probably what I would do. So it doesn't really matter for that one, because you tapped it. No, you can attack because you played this. I would attack with this. It's a 0/3. I don't know if they're going to block it, because if they forget about Campaign of Vengeance, you're going to gain a life, they're going to lose a life. So you're just slowly pinging. Bloodfell Caves. Vampire Sovereign, you can play it. Enters the battlefield, they're going to lose 3 life. You're going to gain 3 life. It's going to come to your turn. You're gaining another life. I would play Gruesome Fate. Then they're going to lose 1 life for each creature you control, which is 4. you can attack. Campaign of Vengeance will trigger. I would attack with two things. I would attack with both of these, to be honest. Because if one of them dies, cool, whatever. It's not really going to hurt you at this point. Draw a card. This is 4 mana, and that's 2 mana. How much mana do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd play both of them. Because if this is still alive and you swing out, you're going to do 2 damage. At least. And then plus that. So you're getting 3 damage and then you're gaining a life. So you see what I mean? Just by pinging. Play that. You can tap. You can't. I don't think you can do this one right away. Can you? If you can do it right away, if it doesn't suffer from summoning sickness because of that, just do that and ping. And then you can attack because you have no cards in hand. Attack with both of these. It doesn't matter if they die. Do another 2 damage and then damage this. So, like, you're paying for a lot. And eventually, once you get enough going, it's going to do damage. And then, like this, that's insult to injury. They're discarding a card. If you control a vampire, which you do, they're going to lose 2 life. You're going to gain 2 life. If they don't have an answer for Campaign of Vengeance, keep swinging. Because you're going to gain life no matter what. So you can have a turn where you only have a couple creatures. Because they're going to lose life whenever you attack. You're going to gain life. Draw another card, like gain life. I would probably do your Vampire Neonates and swing out with everything. Yeah, see, like, it's almost every land you're getting is going to gain you life. There's a basic land there. It took 13 turns before you got a basic land. So you've gained 8 life just from lands. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 9 life. So, like, that takes you to 29. Plus everything else, you're probably pushing 40 life. So, it's okay to swing out with everything and take a hit or 2, knowing that next turn when you do it, you're probably going to gain at least 5 life back. Because, especially with Campaign of Vengeance, and if you have something with lifelink, and if you tap your Vampire Neonates. So, we'll go to the probabilities there, and we'll end the video there. So if you guys could please like, subscribe, share, hit that bell icon, that way you get notified every time I upload a new video. You can follow me over on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next one.